Hello, everyone. This is Iason Honjopoulos from Expo. I'm a data science, and today we're going to have the session about data science and big data in general at Expo trading and sales. See, there are still some people coming in. So, yeah, first I would like to start with a brief overview of our company and manage the expectations, because I'm going to talk only for the projects that we have and I'm currently involved. So I hope that I can give you a in-depth understanding of what we do and the technologies, and I will avoid to discuss about other things. So Axpo Group is a big company that has different ranges of products, starting from owning renewable assets and power plants, has some part of distribution networks in Switzerland and other countries as well. And finally, we have the part that we are going to focus today is the trading business area, trading and sales, that it manages the energy in a practical way, and when it comes to interact with customers, buy and sell the energy, we make sure we do that. So business area, trading and sales, what we do basically and what data science does in this aspect is that we would like to optimize and give the best experience to our customers. And by experience, we need to provide competitive prices for the products that we do, that we currently use. Within that framework, we are working and active in many different countries, mostly across Europe. But I know that we have an office going on in Europe currently, and there are some deals coming from there as well. So the major locations that Expo has are four. One is obviously here in Switzerland, in Baden, and the other important locations for us is Madrid, Italy, and the Nordics hub. These are the major hubs, and all of our team, as our data science and big data team, is located in all these different areas. Let me, in order to understand what motivates us and why big data is very interesting and relevant for Expo, let me share with you just one slide that summarizes the challenges and actually the needs that we currently have. So it would be better if I switch that to full screen. Here is a general overview of our area, and every one of these nodes is related with some decision. Some are the inputs that we use with intense blue color. These can be, with the orange one, we can see the triggers, trigger points that force us to make a new decision, and the decisions are also in the middle, located here. And all in all, what we can see is that there are a lot of interconnections. So our people are currently they are using these, they are dealing with these challenges and all these different decisions that we have to take in various tools. And the idea is for us is to to help the business people and automate a big part of these processes if possible. So the working model that traditionally we have and is to get the data through a model, and the model output is handled by a trader. The trader decides what we can do and if the output of the model is appropriate in order to go to the market. This is a traditional framework in which we are working. Right now, we have a shift in paradigm due to these interconnections that we have here and there in all these data landscape, and we would like to move. We are moving to an analytics-based decision process where the model can have a direct access to the market and actually implements and reacts on changes in a very small time window, while the trader also focuses in his own trading and his own activities and strategies that are typically longer term, but also supervise and tune the model itself. So let me. That summarizes a little bit what we do at Expo, and this also gives you a hint of the applications that are interesting for us. I see here you already have a lot of questions about automatic trading, different courses, etc. Let me introduce myself a little bit. As I mentioned, I'm a data scientist at Expo. I started with the company 2 years ago as an intern. Back then, I was doing my master's degree at ETH, and I had the opportunity to join the team in the very first steps of this analytic transformation. Since then, we experienced a huge growth, and especially our management decided to invest more, understood the role that big data have in our company, and currently we are scaling up projects across all our hubs. What is really interesting for us and in our daily life and operation, and quite challenging, I would say, is that we have to react on market changes that are happen even into 15-minute pace. So we have to be able to have an infrastructure that collects the data, take the decisions, and analyze the data in this very small time window. So we are currently working into creating the pipelines and creating the infrastructure that is necessary for that. That means tools that can collect the data, and also building all the infrastructure to use to analyze the data. So just for this part of the project, we decided, and it was a business decision, that we would like to use the state-of-the-art tools that we have, and for that point, we decide that we would like to switch to cloud resources, and that changed significantly every part of our daily business, and here is our vision and the way that we currently use the cloud resources. As you already touched the point, is critical to have access to the data, right? So we start from the left to right, where we load the data either from in-house data centers located in different locations, Like we have data centers in Switzerland, Nordics, Madrid, many different locations, and we have to connect them. But also we connect to third-party APIs and publicly available data sources. So not everything that we do is confidential. So we use a lot of open data, open resources, but obviously some of the inputs that we get are based on the contracts that we have and the data ownership. It comes with the clients. So once we gather all the data that we can find, we go through our ETL tools in a series of different series of data zones, where we start with the raw zone, and gradually we are cleaning the data, transforming the data, and applying the business rules. At the end, we end up with this refined, trusted zone where the data have a very good quality, and we can actually use our algorithms to train the model, do our backtesting based on cloud resources, and finally we have the reporting ETLs that gives back through dynamic dashboards the model predictions to our people. Yeah, that's all. So I think that gathering the data, collecting the data is a big part of our job, but by utilizing these pipelines and building pipelines that are reliable and scalable, we can overcome this challenge and collect the data in almost real time and process them as well. So yeah, I mentioned already that the data that we use are not very sensitive. Obviously, are not as sensitive as will be in a medical application, and also we have a lot of open source data that we use. Mostly the programming languages that we use right now, I would say in Expo, you can find many different teams that prefer their own language. In terms of the big data, the big data team has as a plan to follow the Python way to do data science and the data manipulation. Of course, there are tools and specific applications like databases where we have to go for other solutions. Yeah, I see another trading topic in your questions is obviously the graduate programs that we have at Expo. The Expo is indeed quite active in that field. It has a lot of graduate programs that, if I remember correctly, they are available almost every 6 months in different locations and in different teams that we have. So currently, I know that we start at the beginning of this month. 2 trainees started with us, and they're gonna stay for 18 months. But I'm quite sure that in the coming months there will be a new opening for graduate positions. Whoa. There is another question that grabs a lot of attention. What is the business division? How many data science do we have, and where do we belong? Yeah, indeed. Um, we have a central team that that is a core of data scientists that I would say we are 6 data scientists currently, but also this team supports use cases and projects across our hubs. Is not directly addressing just one business area or just one division. So that means that we have a central core team that can help in when it comes to implementation and has the skills and the ability to handle and tackle the infrastructure, but also the uh, model complexities. But we are always collaborating with local data scientists that are belong to other divisions. So the answer is that there is a core team, but the core team is there to support the data scientists that are spread across the different divisions. And that's, I think at that point, I would like to go back. I have one final slide that actually covers that topic exactly, and it discussed the latest and biggest use case that we had. That use case was a wind optimization model where the aim was to create a supporting tool to optimize and reduce the cost for renewable generation, mainly wind, but also we are thinking to expand that to other assets like photovoltaics. So the first implementation started in Iberia with three different modules: the wind forecast, the overcost forecast, and finally the bidding tool that actually has access to the market, both in day ahead and intraday market. It was developed in Iberia. And then we scaled it up to two different hubs. One was the Italian hub, and the Nordics as well. So the by using the cloud infrastructure, we've managed to scale scale our algorithms up to cover more than one location, and actually enable us to share the code and share also improvements. Currently, we have the methodology active in more than 15 price areas across Europe, and using the cloud was a big part of it. Yeah. So this also covers the question about the automatic trading, because by developing this product, we have the ability to actually act on the market as we like. Yeah. What prior knowledge and skills are needed to become a trader? Well, if you wanna actually become a trader, you need a lot of, I guess, you need different skills than joining the Expo big data team. Of course, I guess you need to be able to understand the market and understand the fundamentals. Uh, it, it can be quite a stressful job, right? Depending on the products that we actually trade. From our point of view, we create solutions based on machine learning, and we are focusing on these skills, on applied data engineering skills. We have people with us in that process of developing that help us to shape the correct questions and create the right reports to help our traders to trust the model and understand the model itself. I think ETH has a lot of classes that can help us. Personally, I followed 3-4 classes about data science and machine learning in general. I would say any introduction course that allows you to understand the difference of these algorithms is very useful, and I know that ETH has a lot of courses there. I remember both the introduction course from Professor Krause, Professor Buma has some courses. You'll find a lot of things there. When it comes to trading, one very interesting topic is how we analyze time series. This is something not to be forgotten, because I think it's really important to have the skills and the mathematical background to understand the typical tools that most of our traders use in order to analyze the market, and that also help us to make this transformation possible, because we have to touch their base, understand their needs, and we move forwards. Do we use any big data tools such as Spark or Hadoop Kafka? Yeah, currently we are not using the technologies that you are mentioned, but because the status of the project and our team is our team is very young, but definitely as we building up more and more use cases, we need to be able to handle the amount of data. So the ability of using the Azure cloud or any cloud is not going to be enough anymore. And currently there is a big need within our company for people that they actually have experience in these big data tools, such as Spark and Hadoop. If someone is interested in that, please connect with me through LinkedIn or just by simple email. I'll be more than happy to give you more details. We don't use our own clouds. There was a discussion about using a private cloud infrastructure, but we don't see that this is really necessary. Currently, we are utilizing and exploiting the Azure cloud. So we have support from Microsoft for that, and I think until we have bigger needs, we will stay with that. So what is the difference with the bank trader and our trader? Yeah. Well, in principle, there are major difference, and what I would say is that typically in a bank we trade commodities that don't have a physical meaning. In our daily business, we have tools and we have products that have a physical meaning, and you have to understand these correlations. So, for example, when we trade the energy that Zurich City will use tomorrow, we need to understand that, and it's not just a financial position that we have to handle in a profitable way. We need to make sure that we we keep all the steps in between in order to be able to provide that energy for our customers, and that makes a lot of difference with the banking sector. We see that there are fundamentals such as the consumer behavior, public holidays, the weather data that they can influence our decisions and the prices. So there are